The ceasefire between Iran and the United States of America is officially dead. The Gulf is on fire again. America has launched a second wave of attacks in the past 24 hours on southern Iran. At least 90 Iranian military sites gone in hours in the second wave of attack. Hello and welcome. I am Nikita Kapoor and you are watching Decode. And in this episode, we decode what really is happening in Iran right now, and more importantly, what will happen next. Let me sum up the last 48 hours for you viewers. Iran was burying its supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, killed in the opening strike of this war back in February. He was finally being laid to rest. A funeral procession stretching from Tehran to Qom to Najaf, ending at the Imam Reza shrine in Mashhad. Crowds in black, chants of death to America, and a grieving nation asking Washington for one thing: a pause. Donald Trump gave them a week off, a pause in hostilities. But somewhere between the morning and the marching, 3 commercial vessels came under attack in the Strait of Hormuz. A gas tanker set on fire off Oman, an oil tanker hit near the Omani-Emirati border, a third struck by a drone, Qatar's tanker among them. Doha called it unacceptable, blamed Iran directly, the IRGC, and that is where the story turns. United States Central Command's response was swift and it was surgical. 80 Iranian targets hit in the first wave. Air defense systems collapsed, coastal radars, anti-ship missiles, more than 60 Iran Revolutionary Guard speedboats, the very vessels used to harass tankers in the Strait of Hormuz, reduced to wreckage in minutes. And then came round 2 today. 90 more targets, viewers, along the coast. CENTCOM's language was blunt. This is about holding Iran accountable for what it called unjustified aggression against global shipping in the Strait of Hormuz. Explosions rocked Bandar Abbas, Sirik, Konarak, Chabahar. Iran's own Mehr news agency confirmed that air defenses scrambling against what Tehran called hostile targets. And then the plot thickens. Donald Trump reveals the United States also hit Karg Island overnight, Iran's most critical oil export terminal. But with a twist, viewers. Don't hit the pipes, Donald Trump says, he told his commanders. Now, why spare the pipelines on an island under active bombardment? Because in Donald Trump's words, America may take over the island. Yes, invasion and capture of Iranian territory. Iran's answer arrived fast, and it did not come with words alone. Missile alerts sounded in Bahrain, home to the United States Navy's 5th Fleet, and in Kuwait as well, home to American ground forces and air bases. The Revolutionary Guard, the IRGC, claimed responsibility for hitting installations in both the countries. Tehran's foreign ministry called the American strikes a violation of the ceasefire and memorandum of understanding itself, accusing Washington of tearing up the clause guaranteeing safe passage through Hormuz via Iran. Now, Trump, meanwhile, dropped one more grenade. Iran, he says, had asked not just for a funeral pause, but for assurances that its officials would not be killed during the funeral ceremonies. He says he gave that guarantee. And then, Trump says, Iran fired missiles anyway, despite the truce it requested. Now, if true, that is not a broken ceasefire, that is a broken promise wrapped in a body bag, buried at a state funeral. Now, strip away the smoke and the slogans, and here is what remains, viewers. A fifth of the world's oil and gas has, in peacetime, moved through the Strait of Hormuz. Nearly 6,000 seafarers are currently stranded in the Persian Gulf amid war. Real people, real families caught in a choke point turned battleground again. Shipping traffic remains a fraction of pre-war levels. Airlines are being told to avoid Iranian, Iraqi and Lebanese airspace through the end of August. So does this mean total war? Donald Trump himself says he does not believe full conflict will resume. Now that is either supreme confidence or supreme risk, because history has a habit of not asking Washington's opinion before it escalates, and it did escalate in February as well. 90 targets hit. An island Washington won't bomb, the Kurg Island, because Washington wants to take it. This is not a ceasefire anymore. It is not even a pause between chapters. And somewhere between Bandar Abbas and the Kurg Island, the world just got a preview of how this war ends, or maybe doesn't. I am Nikita Kapoor. This was Decode, and we will be watching Iran very closely because right now, so is everyone else. What do you think about it? Tell us in the comment section below.